Hello, hello.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to First Parish in Brookline, a Unitarian Universalist congregation. My name is Lisa Underhill, and my pronouns are she and her. Today, our service of remembrance will be led by several current and former members of the First Parish Worship Committee: Carla Baer, Ann Copeland, Elizabeth McIntyre, Sally Moore, and me. We are so glad you are here with
just talking about race. I think he was talking also about class, sexual orientation, gender, all kinds of things that sometimes divide us and sometimes can bring us together. So I just wanted to say that this week, the Unitarian Universalist Association, sometimes known as the UUA, is asking us to come together to support the People's Protect Act. And I'll be sitting at a table during coffee hour to talk to people a little more about that. There are opportunities for us to help support legislative action on behalf of the people we love, our neighbors that we love, and also this May 1st, an even broader coalition around the country is coming together to, and there's an opportunity for the May Day Pledge of Action. May Day is May 1st, it's coming right up. So let's put our love into action, and we can talk about it a little bit more. If you're not sticking around for coffee hour, please check out the UUA. And look also online for the People's Protect Act. Thank you.
Thank you, Sue. I think Ralph also had an announcement.
Thank you, Lisa. Ralph Chad, I'm on the parish board, and in your order of service there's the usual calendar. I wanted to call your attention to one item in the calendar that can be overlooked. It's the first time it's been in the calendar, which is why I'm emphasizing. A week from today, on Sunday, after the service, Whit and Michael as treasurer and I are going to be leading a meeting in Pierce about next year's budget. There are perennial issues, but we have to address them every year, and we'd be happy to talk about them then. We'll have some numbers ahead of the annual meeting where the congregation needs to vote on a budget for next year. So just please come after the next week's service. Thank you.
And now we deepen into worship, and Sally Moore will do our call to worship.
We begin our service today with the words of Elie Wiesel. The opposite of love is not hate, it is indifference. The opposite of art is not ugliness, it is indifference. The opposite of faith is not heresy, it is indifference. The opposite of life is not death, it is indifference.
Would you rise as you're willing and able and join in our opening hymn, From You I Receive? We're going to sing that 3 times. The words are up here, as is the number, but it looks like the number's cut off. But the number's also in your order of service. I don't have it memorized, or I would tell it to you. Please rise and join in singing.
As Seth comes forward to light the chalice, please join me in our spoken covenant, first in Spanish and then in English. Nos entregamos y nos comprometemos a caminar juntos como congregación, prometiendo con mucha fe cuidarnos mutuamente y edificarnos en el amor que permanecerá entre nosotros. We give ourselves one unto another, covenanting to walk together as a congregation, promising faithfully to watch over one another and for love to abide in our midst.
When I was a child in Phoenix, Arizona, there was a big, beautiful Palo Verde tree in my backyard. A Palo Verde is a very special kind of tree. It has bright green bark, and in the spring, there's little yellow flowers. And those little yellow flowers would drop on my lawn, and they looked like little yellow stars on a green night sky. And I loved that tree. I would watch the quail and the woodpeckers make their home in its branches. I made friends with the little spiders who crawled up the trunk. Every morning I would look out my window and feel at home because I could see my tree. And sometimes in the desert where I'm from, there are big, big storms. Lots of sand and lots of rain. And one night, there was the biggest storm we'd ever felt. It shook the house, and I fell asleep listening to the sound of rain. That morning, I looked out my window, and I saw my tree. It had cracked in half, and it was laying on the green grass. I didn't know what to do. I asked my mom, what will happen now? Can we put it back together? But a tree is not the kind of thing that you can put back together. There would be no more yellow flowers making galaxies on our lawn. I thought my heart was going to break into a million pieces. My mother didn't understand why I was crying so much. It's okay, she said. It's just a tree. There will be other trees. But it wasn't just a tree. There have been lots of other trees in my life, but I will always remember my Palo Verde. We'll now sing the kids out to their religious exploration classes.
Now is the time in our service where we offer up pebbles of joy and concern, things we want to lift up in community. I invite you to come forward, tell us your name, and what is on your heart today. I start with a pebble of concern for Elena Garofoli, who had her second hip replacement on Thursday and is still in a lot of pain.
I'm Tanya, she, her. I would like to have a pebble of concern for one of the folks who lives in our residence who's really not doing well. Her name is Marjorie, and all good wishes are welcome.
Where's the stones? Here we go. Hi, I'm Martha Leader, she, her. Two pebbles. The first one is a pebble of incredible gratitude for our religious exploration director, Kay, who's brought so much to our community in so many ways. Wonderful storyteller, great with the kids, connects with people. What a blessing you are, sweetie. And the second one, and I'm seeing some hands echoing that. And the second thing is, lately, I've been in this space of wanting to find people I knew from my past. And it's been a very profound process. And I managed to corral 6 or 7 people to go to my 55th Swarthmore College reunion and stay in the same dorm together, including people I have not spoken with since before graduation. And also found the sons of a woman who's got very advanced Alzheimer, which is why I couldn't find her. One of them transitioned, and he's now teaching at Swarthmore. And I'm going to be speaking soon to another person who I really lost to a very cult-like, very sectarian left-wing party, which she's no longer in, and I'm really looking forward to that conversation. So what a gift it is to bring some of the past.
We are so happy today to welcome back visiting Pat and John Bartels.
Thank you. Pat and I were members of this church for a long time, and it's wonderful to be back. We're now in southern Delaware in a busting at the corner UU church with 150 in attendance every Sunday, 150 plus. So it's nice to know that there are growing Unitarian churches. And our thanks to all the people that have helped us come back here and visit. So we'll see you later. Yep.
Hi, I'm Sue Andrews. This is a pebble of ambivalence. I want to lift up my youngest nephew, Jordan Ross Lee. He's 32 years old. On Wednesday, this past, he graduated from the Army program and is now a Green Beret, Special Forces Staff Sergeant. These folks can be sent anywhere at any time to do special stuff that we don't know about. His mother, my youngest sister, and I don't know about his father, but this does not make us happy, but it makes him happy. The pictures of him at the graduation ceremony, he's in heaven. He has reached his dream. So there is a lot of ambivalence going on. Thanks.
Hi, my name is Adrian Jones, and I would like to give this pebble of concern and prayer for a dear friend and colleague who is in her mid-40s and was just diagnosed with ALS.
I'm Sally Moore, and I just wanted to light a candle for the memory of my friend Bob Oppenheim, who was a well-known artist in the Boston area, and he's going to be missed by many. And in his last 6-7 months, he couldn't talk very well, and so the two of us did drawings together. When I'd draw him, he'd make a line and I'd make a line, and it was a good way to say goodbye.
One final pebble for the sorrows that are not yet ready to be shared. One for the joys that we hold close. And one for the great mystery. There is a love holding me. There is a love holding you. There is a love holding all. We rest in that love.
Good morning. I'm Carla Baer. We invite you now to join in a ritual that the worship committee and several other members of the congregation developed last year. It's designed to lift up those people whose lives have touched us and whose memories we cherish and want to honor. We embrace this opportunity to remember with intention and gratitude our friends and family members who have gone before us. Our ritual includes 2 parts. First, an honoring of members of First Parish in Brookline community, this First Parish in Brookline community, who have died, resting our attention briefly on their names with love for their role in making First Parish what it is today. And second, an honoring of anyone that any of us, newcomer, long-timer, middle-comer, any of us who we are thinking of especially today. This might be a friend, a family member, a co-worker, or a pet. We invite you to light a candle in their memory, and after the service, to record their name in our memory book, which is a permanent part of the history of First Parish in Brookline, with a page marked for today. We will begin seated, and all of us singing Spirit of Life. Then, as Keith continues on the piano, the names of dear First Parish members who have died will appear on a scroll on the screen. You may not remember or have known any or all of these people, but please join us in honoring each one as former beloved members of this community that we share together. As the names are presented, we invite any of you who are carrying in your hearts today someone who has died, recently or long in the past, to come forward to this table with the candles in 2 lines and silently light a candle in their honor. The person need not be known to anyone here except you. This is a space to share our losses within this community's loving arms. After the service, please do write their memory on our memory book, which will be on the far table. It'll be there when the service is over and as you leave. When our scroll of names and candle lighting are complete, we'll sing the words, "The Spirit of Life," together one last time. Except for the singing and the piano music, this will be a silent ritual. We invite you to share details of who is in your heart at our social hour after the service. And then one final note that Ann Copeland helped me know. I so treasure you, this small band of hearty souls that make up our First Parish community. Now especially walking together, joining hands and hearts as we venture together in uncertain times. I take solace in knowing I am not alone. May we be here for each other now and in the future, and may we continue to garner strength from those who walked before us.
You want a physicist to speak at your funeral. You want the physicist to talk to your grieving family about the conservation of energy so they will understand that your energy has not died. You want the physicist to remind your sobbing mother about the first law of thermodynamics, that no energy gets created in the universe and none is destroyed. You want your mother to know that all your energy, every vibration, every BTU of heat, every wave of every particle that was her beloved child remains with her in this world. You want the physicist to tell your weeping father that amid energies of the cosmos, you gave as good as you got. At one point, you'd hope that the physicist would step down from the pulpit and walk to your broken-hearted spouse there in the pew and tell him that all the photons that ever bounced off your face, all the particles whose paths were interrupted by your smile, by the touch of your hair, hundreds of trillions of particles have raced off like children, their ways forever changed by you. And as your widow rocks in the arms of a loving family, may the physicist let her know that all the photons that bounced from you were gathered in the particle detectors that are her eyes, that those photons created within her constellations of electromagnetically charged neurons whose energy will go on forever. And the physicist will remind the congregation of how much of all our energy is given off as heat. There may be a few fanning themselves with their programs as he says it, and he will tell them that the warmth that flowed through you in life is still here, still part of all that we are, even as we who mourn continue the heat of our own lives. And you'll want the physicist to explain to those who loved you that they need not have faith. They should not have faith. Let them know that they can measure, that scientists have measured precisely the conservation of energy and found it accurate, verifiable, and consistent across space and time. You can hope your family will examine the evidence and satisfy themselves that the science is sound, and that they'll be comforted to know your energy's still around. According to the law of the conservation of energy, not a bit of you is gone. You're just less orderly. Amen.
Now is the time for our offering. We invite your generosity to support the good work of this community of faith and hope.
I'm Brad Reich, a member of the Parish Board. On behalf of the Board, I would like to gratefully acknowledge receipt of these gifts from the congregation and pledge to use this gift in concert with the values of First Parish.
This service holds up those who have gone before us and calls us to remember them in all of their humanity. I will never forget trying to explain death to my 5-year-old son. His beloved great-grandmother, who we had just visited 2 days before, had died suddenly and unexpectedly. We were outside at the park on a beautiful summer day, and I had just broken the news to him. "But where did she go?" he asked me. We were both crying. I had to say something, so I glibly told him that when people died, they became part of the universe all around us. His face lit up. He spread his arms wide. "So Great-Grandma's universe has just begun," he proclaimed. I love that image of those who have gone before us, embarking on a new and exciting stage in their life. Jane Goodall, the eminent primatologist, famously said, "My next great adventure at age 90 is going to be dying. There's either nothing or something, and if there's something, I can't think of a greater adventure than finding out what it is." And I love the reading we just heard, reminding us that the energy each of us puts out into the world will never, ever go away. But for those of us left behind, not yet on that next most marvelous adventure, there is still that gaping hole once occupied by a warm-blooded person who lived and breathed and loved us. Like it or not, we have to live with that hole. Maybe over time, the edges become less jagged, but it never goes away. And yet still, we must remember. When my mother died at age 90 after a mostly wonderful and rich life, my Chinese friend Pansy told me about the Chinese concept of a happy or laughing funeral, a joyous, often raucous celebration of a long and well-lived life. I am so grateful that my mother and I had the time we needed to work things out between us, and so grateful that I was with her, holding her hand, singing, "Go now in peace," when her spirit passed. I miss her and mourn her, but also often feel deep joy when I think of her. Sadly, most deaths are far more complicated. There is nothing happy about the death of a child or a life cut short by violence or illness. Such tragedies are often suffused by lack of closure, unrealized potential, rank injustice. And yet each life that ends too soon still has its own precious and important story arc. And still we must remember. Remembering can hurt. As we all know, it's not just grief that can suffuse our memories, but also anger, bitterness, regret. I had a cordial but distant relationship with my father, and when he died, I mourned not only the relationship I had had with him, but the closer relationship we now would never have. My memories of my beloved Auntie Jean are tinged with regret and shame that I did not visit her in her time of need. and yet still we must remember. When a trusted family friend who had abused me as a young adult died by his own hand, I relived my earlier trauma, feeling equal measures of anger at him, pride in my own resilience, and genuine grief for his family. And yet still, we must remember. When we remember, we acknowledge and celebrate our wholeness. We are indeed a part of all we have met. When we remember, we connect our past with our present, and especially when we remember those we have loved and tell their stories, we honor that of them that resides in us. And now, let us sing our closing hymn, This Is My Song, number 159, in the gray hymnal. As Seth extinguishes the chalice, please join me in our unison affirmation, first in English and then in Spanish. Apagamos esta llama, pero no la luz de la verdad, ni el color de la comunidad, ni el fuego del compromiso. Estos los llevamos con nosotros y los ofrecemos para bendecir al mundo. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry with us and offer as gifts unto the world. Go now in peace. May the spirit of love surround you. May we all remember and be remembered.